Special shout out to all my patrons.
Bro, are you in Portage?
Am I what?
Are you in Portage?
No, I'm
What's
educated.
that phone number, dude?
It's my Skype line.
You're not in the region though?
What do you mean? I'm in New York.
Oh, no shit. You're a faker, dude. Get rid of that number.
The number
Only
is
reason
because I'm not
supposed to have
giving
that
out my
number.
actual number, dog.
Pick a number in New York, bro.
Why? What does it matter, homie?
That's a region. People from 219 understand that is a region phone number, bro.
Okay,
You're
people from 219 can
misrepresenting.
eat my butthole. I don't know what to tell
You're
you.
misrepresenting, just like the left, dude.
I don't know
guys
what
are
to
all
tell you. They
misrepresenting
can
everything.
eat my butthole.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want
sure
me to
you
do.
fucking swing that way, bro.
If the opportunity arises, I'm not going to deny getting my butthole ate. Oh, who cares?
You're kidding.
Yeah, who cares?
Big dogs from 219, bro. It's people like this that there's no more Peerless potato chips. Striker Van Til's closed, bro. Is this guy right here?
I don't know what those are, and I could care less.
Yeah, because you don't have any culture. Like,
Sure, dog.
you don't have any sense of home or anything. You guys
Sure.
just fucking burn it all down, dude. You guys are anarchists, right? Isn't that what you are?
Who's an anarchist?
You.
How so?
You guys don't care about like society or anything like that. You guys are angry at it because of apparently you didn't get what you
I'm not
wanted
angry
out
at
of it.
society.
So no one
No,
else
I'm
should
angry. I'm angry.
enjoy.
I'm not angry at like all society. I'm angry at bigots. That's who I get angry
Okay.
at.
Whatever you classified as bigots.
I
all right?
classify
Me
bigots as
saying
anybody that
hey,
attacks somebody who are a part of a protected
if
class.
you have a dick, you're a dude. I'm all of a sudden a bigot.
Well, not all
right?
dudes have dicks.
All dudes have dicks, period.
No, what about ones that are born without them?
Yes.
You know there are like
Yes. The
genetic
definition of
mutations.
A woman is literally an adult human female. It describes.
Yeah, what's the
it-
definition of a female?
It describes sex and species. No,
What's-
it's literally the definition of a woman.
Yeah, what's the definition of female? You said woman is an adult female, so what's the definition of female?
Individuals with characteristics of a female. I don't know, man.
You
But I
can't
can
use
tell
the
you what a woman
definition
is.
in the definition, otherwise it's a circular definition. You're saying a
You
female
know
is
that
somebody
women
that
have
looks like a
vaginas,
female?
right?
That doesn't
You
tell me
do
what a
realize
female
that
is.
women have vaginas. Right?
Some do.
Here, let me
Some
sit
are
at my
born without
computer
them.
and I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and tell you exactly.
Some
what
are some are born
definition of a
without.
female
Some
is.
are. I mean, I can tell you too. I have it pulled up right here. Merriam-Webster
Okay.
of relating
Don't
to
give
or
me
being.
some leftist bullshit. Go to Google and type
Merriam-Webster
right
is
in
the
right in
second
the search
oldest
bar, bro.
English dictionary. So you want so instead of using the
Oxford language.
instead of
Oxford language.
wait, you
A
realize
female
Oxford
denoting a sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs, distinguished biologically by the production of gametes that can be fertilized by male gametes.
Yeah, there are some
There you
men that are
go.
born with female gametes.
So women with dicks can produce offspring? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
there are things like true chimerism. So there are men who are born with XY chromosomes but can
You are
produce female
talking-
gametes.
You are talking about a very, very, very small, rare
Doesn't matter. It
defect in
exists.
human beings.
It doesn't matter. It exists.
People are born with 6 digits sometimes on one hand. Does that mean that all gloves should have 6 digits?
No, but
Like
I
if
wouldn't
go to
say that
Walmart?
in order to be a human, you have to have 5 fingers because there are humans without 5 fingers. So I would
Okay,
be
Dylan
excluding them
Mulvaney-
from humanhood.
Dylan Mulvaney is not one of those people. Okay, so maybe why don't we
Dylan
focus
Mulvaney's
on
a
talking about
beautiful
people
woman.
like that?
And she's
No, it's
killing
not.
it with
It's a
she's
man.
killing it with her Bud
a
Light
man.
commercial.
It's a man in cosplay. That's
It's
what that
not,
is.
and you have no proof. You have nothing to back yourself up.
It's an adult.
I'll wait for a
human
source.
Male.
I'll wait for a
Period.
source. Yeah,
source says that it is
I've already
an
said
adult human male.
that there are men born with XY chromosomes who can produce female
That's
gametes.
not one of them.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
not one of
It
them.
doesn't matter. That existing.
matter.
Yes, it does.
It's because
That
you're pointing
existing.
at those
Nope.
people.
That
You're
existing.
pointing at those people and saying,
Are you done?
That's why I should accept Dylan Mulvaney.
Are
as a
you done?
woman."
What I'm saying is
bullshit.
that existing means your definition of female doesn't work. Physically doesn't work.
It's not mine. It's society's definition.
Well,
of
it's
female, bro. What are you
Oxford
talking-
languages, and specifically the one that Google uses is like the Oxford Learners Dictionary, which is a children's dictionary.
Oxford Learner's Dictionary. It's literally in the dictionary, bro.
Yeah,
It's
and there are
literally the
other
definition of a
there
woman.
are other dictionaries with different definitions.
No, I'm not gonna. No, your left dictionary.
Yeah,
put
you
it
just
right up your
don't.
ass
You
with
just
everything
don't.
else,
So
man. I'm
if
not-
Oxford changes
No,
the
thanks.
definition, what would you do?
Pardon me.
What if Oxford changed the definition? What would you do?
I would obviously just fucking keep going on with logic.
Yeah, so you don't care what the dictionary definition is. So why do you keep
what a woman is?
No, you don't give two
It
craps
describes
what the
sex
dictionary
and
definition
species.
is. You don't
Period.
care what the dictionary definition is, right? You don't care
I
because if
do,
Oxford
because
changed
it
it, you still
literally
wouldn't use
reinforces
it.
the
No,
point.
you don't
Yes,
care
I do.
about it.
It
You
reinforces
literally
the point.
just threw all logic out the window less than 5 seconds
did
ago.
not.
You
You
threw
have no
all
logic.
logic out the window.
Prove
If
it.
I
Just prove
said,
what I just
if
told you.
I said, man, I hate apple pie, and someone said, here's an apple pie, do you want to eat it? I'm like, yeah, I'll eat the apple pie. I clearly don't hate apple pie. If I said, well, the dictionary definition is what's important, what if they change it? Well, now I don't believe in the dictionary definition. You're
I use
illogical.
that
You
as
have no logic.
reinforcement for
You're
the
illogical.
logic that,
You use it as
that a
reinforcement? Cool.
woman
Is
an
are
adult
dictionary
human
definitions
female.
descriptive
Sorry.
or prescriptive?
You cannot change reality.
Are
period.
dictionary definitions descriptive or prescriptive?
I know that you are being an idiot.
Are
right
dictionary definitions
You are an idiot.
descriptive or
now. No, it doesn't matter.
prescriptive?
Shut up.
Are dictionary definitions descriptive or prescriptive?
You would imagine that all language is prescriptive, dude, because we constructed all of it.
I didn't
to-
ask
to
is language. I
describe
didn't ask
everything.
if
That's what it
I
does.
did
It
not.
describes what
So
we're
then
talking about.
dictionaries
Define.
are descriptive, not prescriptive. They don't tell us how we have to use words. They tell us colloquially how we do use words. So guess
Colloquially?
what?
No,
Words
it-
change. You don't like facts,
It
dude. You don't like
defines-
logic.
it's-
You
that's
don't
what-
like
that's
logic.
what a definition
You don't like
is,
logic.
right?
It's kinda
It
crazy.
defines what that word means.
It's
because
kinda
that's what
crazy
we've
that you don't
assigned
like-
that. We've
it's kinda crazy that you don't like
assigned
logic.
that meaning.
What comes
Just like
first?
cis
The
was entered
spoken
in
language or the
2015
dictionary? What comes
by
first?
some leftist
What comes
ideologue.
first? A spoken language or a dictionary? What comes first?
Obviously, it's going to be a spoken language.
So then the
isn't it?
dictionaries don't tell us how we have to use words. They tell us how we do use words. And words change
okay.
all the fucking time. Do you get this butthurt over the word car meaning something different than it used to?
It's
what
not
about
butthurt.
what about
It's-
the word
it's
silly?
not
Do you get this
allowing
butthurt over the word
ideologues like
silly
you
meaning
to
something
change
different?
Reality.
You want me to pull up a list of
I'm not
all
gonna allow
words that
an
have changed
ideologue
definitions?
like you from New York who believes that you understand everything
Let's
in the
pull
world.
up
You have
let's
the
pull up a
right-
list of words that
you
have. Do you
have the
get this
right to compel
butthurt?
speech.
Do you get
You
this
have the
butthurt
right to
over the
tell
word
people how to
awful
think and
being
feel, or else
changed?
You're going to call them a bigot to have any control.
Do you
in this
get?
world
Well, you're
because you
definitely a
have no
bigot.
control.
You're 100% a bigot.
You
Do you
have
get this
zero
butthurt
control.
over the word
You don't.
cute being changed? What about fantastic? Do you get this butthurt about that word being changed? What about flirt?
The word fantastic
What about literally?
is not going to affect my family.
What about
and the way
meat?
we view the society.
What about
Sorry.
myriad? What about
No.
nervous?
What about
nice?
Homosexual.
What about
That's an
spinster?
That's a dictionary.
Do you
word,
get
isn't
upset
it?
about all of these words being changed, Mark? Is that just
Sure.
what snowflakes do?
I'm
They
gonna
get
pick and
pissy.
choose the ones
They
to get
get.
upset
Is that
about.
just
How
what
about
snowflakes do? They get pissy about
No.
words changing,
You're
and
a
they can't have
snowflake.
rational.
You're a
I haven't
snowflake.
gotten upset once this whole conversation. You have.
I'm
You
not
came
upset
on.
at all. I'm
Yes, you are,
passionate.
Mark.
That's what
You're
Greeks are.
very.
Ethos,
You're
pathos,
very clearly
ethos,
emotional.
pathos, logos.
You're
We are
emotional,
passionate
Mark.
people.
It's okay to be emotional.
We are
You care
passionate
about
people.
this
It
stuff,
has
so you
nothing
get
to do-
emotional.
No.
You're upset that people changed a
I am not
word that
upset
you've
at all.
known for a while,
I am not
and it's
upset at all.
upsetting
I'm
you. You're
telling you
sad that
Ohi,
Dylan
everybody
had
else.
that
I'm telling
Dylan
you Ohi,
Mulvaney's got a
Malaka.
Bud Light sponsorship, and you don't.
You are not
You're
going to change
upset.
reality.
You're
I
upset
don't care,
that
man.
that all
I don't
science
care.
disagrees with you. That social
And you know what's
sciences
the
disagree with
best?
you.
All of America is disagreeing with you right now because look at all the legislation that's occurring to stop this idiocracy
Yeah,
from occurring.
Republicans
in this country.
Republicans
Thank
care
God.
about moral
Thank
panic. So they've
God
been
that people have the sense
propping this
not
moral
to listen
panic.
to you ideologues.
Mark, it's
Listen,
okay
look
that
at
you're upset,
Budweiser. I
Mark.
hope
It's
they- I
okay
hope
that
they
you're
go
upset, Mark.
bankrupt tomorrow.
It's okay that you're
Good for
upset,
them.
Mark. It's totally
The
you.
American-
It's
you're the
all
one
it's
that's
all
upset,
freedom
my
of
friend.
speech until Bud Light hires a trans person as as a spokesperson, right?
Do I have freedom of speech?
Right. It's all freedom of speech until
I
Bud
can say whatever I
Bud
want
Light
right now,
supports
is that
trans people, and then it's cancel Bud Light. We don't like Bud Light. Cancel culture really be hitting the
Oh,
Republican ears, don't it, Mark?
No, that
You
is
love that.
people
You
with
love
the
your
freedom
cancel
of their own
culture.
money who says, "I'm
You
not going to
love
support
your
this
camp.
that
You
doesn't
love your
represent
cancel
me."
culture, Mark. You really love your cancel
That's people
culture.
voting with their money.
You said
That's people voting with their
cancel
money.
Bud Light. They hire trans people. I don't like it.
People
you love
said,
your
"I don't wanna-
you
I don't
love
wanna
your
support
cancel
a
culture,
company
bro.
That's ran by ideologues."
You
Good for
love
them.
you love
Good
you
for
think
them.
Republicans aren't ideologues? You think you guys aren't also sheep?
No,
You're
sir.
sheep. You're just
No,
following
sir.
a different flock.
Constitutionalists.
You're sheep that are following. No, you're not a name me all. You're not a constitutionalist, Mark. I guarantee it.
Absolutely.
I guarantee it.
Thank you.
I guarantee you're not.
Pardon me?
I guarantee
Well,
you're
I'm
not.
currently in-
Do
I'm
people
currently in
have?
Belgrade, but
I'm
when
sorry,
I am in
Mark. Do
America,
people
I'm a
have a right to
constitutionalist.
privacy?
Pardon me?
Do people have a right to privacy?
You tell me.
Well, you're the constitutionalist, Mark. That's why I asked you. Are you not a constitutionalist?
I look at the obvious facets of the Constitution that matter, such as the Second Amendment, the First
Oh,
Amendment.
so you know the first and second. Can you name me any
You know
past
what?
that? Can you name
You
what's
know
the
what?
fourth?
We have a Supreme Court.
What's the
that
Fourth
actually
Amendment?
helps rule these laws that are
Wait,
occurring.
I thought you were a constitutionalist. You can't be a constitutionalist if you only know 2 amendments, Mark.
I can.
No, you
I
can't.
can
That's
as well.
not a constitutionalist. Imagine I read the first 2 chapters of Harry Potter and go, guys, I've read Harry Potter. I know that whole. I read the first 2 chapters, but it's okay. I know that story inside and out, bro. I know that story, and I read the first 2 chapters. I read the first 2 pages of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I'll figure out what else happens. The Chicka Chickas Boom Boom onto the ground. I'll figure it out. That's not a constitutionalist, Mark. I don't think you know what a constitutionalist is.
Are you a constitutionalist?
No, I think the Constitution should be rewritten every 20 years, just like Thomas
I think
Jefferson
that I have the
did.
right to defend the Constitution from ideologues like you.
That's great.
Thank
I think the people that wrote the Constitution said we should change it every couple of years. I think they were correct.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did do that.
Thomas Jefferson literally said every 20 years the Constitution should be changed. But you would be the constitutionalist, so maybe you would know that.
Give me the source. Where's the source? Cite
Oh
your
my
sources.
God, Mark, this is such common knowledge and you don't know
Cite your
it.
sources, Jovan.
Yeah, hold on, I'll pull it up. He did it in a letter specifically. I think it was Alexander Hamilton. Let me pull it up.
He didn't write it into the Constitution, though.
Yeah, no shit, he didn't write it into the Constitution.
Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. Shut your mouth. What?
Mark,
Like, what?
you're so...
It's
Mark,
not in the
you're so
Constitution.
dumb.
So who gives a fuck what he said?
Mark, you're so dumb. I'm sorry. He
You're
said
so
it. He said
dumb.
it
You
in a
know
letter
what
to
brought
James
up something?
Madison. He
As
said
if it
every
matters,
constitution
it's not
then
in
and
the
every
Constitution.
law
What the fuck?
naturally should expire at the end of 19 years.
If he meant to include it, he would have included it in the Constitution.
Mark, he wasn't the
genius.
sole writer of the Constitution, but they kind of all agreed that it should be changed. That's why they. You want to know how I know, Mark? You want to know how I know that they think it should be changed? Mark, do you want to know how I know they think it should be changed? Mark, do you want to know how I know they think it should be changed? I know because they gave us the ability to add amendments, Mark. If they didn't think it should be changed, if they didn't think it should be changed, they wouldn't have given us the ability to add amendments, Mark.
Did we add
We've
one to change
added
it?
tons of amendments, Mark. Tons of them.
Do we add a specific amendment to change it every 20
Every
years,
time
you
we
fucking
add an
mom?
amendment, we change the Constitution.
Did we change it though? Did we
Yes.
add one that
Every
states
time we add
that
an
we have to
amendment, we
rewrite
change it, Mark.
Every 20 years.
That's what adding an amendment does. It changes the Constitution.
Did we write what Jefferson wanted in the Constitution to change it every 20 years?
Mark, no, we don't have to.
Okay, then what
are
the
you
fuck are you
talking about? We don't
Why
need
you
an
bringing that up?
amendment saying that we can
Amendments
change the
be struck
Constitution.
too,
That's
bro.
not how we would.
Amendments
That's
can be stripped from the Constitution, but a Constitution can never
what
be
amendment's been
withdrawn.
stripped from the
Thank you.
Constitution? Which one's been stripped?
You can.
Which one's been
It
stripped?
hasn't yet, because obviously we don't need to, but ideologues like you are trying to strip the First and Second Amendment.
Who? I don't give a shit about the first. First of all, you don't have freedom of speech anyway.
I do.
No, you
I
don't.
actually do.
Go to
Yeah.
a movie theater and yell fire. Watch what happens.
That's not freedom of speech.
That's
That
not
is
freedom of speech.
that
What does
isn't.
freedom of speech mean?
That's threatening.
What does freedom of speech mean?
Is me being able to call you an FAG. in
What
public,
does
right
freedom
to your
of
face, and
speech
you can't do
mean,
nothing
Mark?
about it.
What does freedom of speech mean? I mean, if you call me that in public, I'll knock your lights out. But what does freedom of speech
Yeah,
mean?
right, bro. What are you, like fucking 5'8"?
I'm 6 foot, Mark. I'll box you right now.
Okay, I'm
You don't scare
6'5".
me. You don't scare me, Mark.
You don't
I'm not
scare me
afraid.
either, bro.
I'm not afraid of
You don't
snowflake
scare me either.
conservatives.
I'm not scared of you, not one
I
bit.
would never be afraid of a snowflake conservative. So again, Mark, what does freedom of speech mean? Don't just say an example. Tell me what it means to have freedom of speech. I'd love to know.
Well, Jovan, freedom of speech begins with the freedom to dissent from your government and to point out when there are ideologues like you leftists are that are destroying the government free and clear of any type of persecution.
Yeah, so I'm going to
So
say
we
right
shouldn't have
now,
that? Are you saying we shouldn't have that, Jovan?
I'm saying you don't have that.
I do have that.
I don't
I'm
think so,
doing that
Mark.
right now.
I
and
think
don't
if you
see-
go
I don't
into it,
see
if you,
Kim Jong
if
Pong coming after me
if
to
we're
throw me
going to
in
talk
jail.
about having freedom of speech, right, and the government can persecute you in any way for whatever speech you say, then that's not freedom.
No.
So if I go into a movie theater and yell fire and get arrested, that's the government
are
impeding on my
threatening-
freedom of speech.
You are threatening people's
Why can't I
lives.
threaten people with my freedom of speech, Mark?
Because that is not just a freedom of speech. Also in the Constitution, you have the right not to fucking get hit by idiots like you.
What amendment is
Right?
that?
I don't know. Ask yourself.
You're the constitutionalist, right? What amendment says that I can't hit somebody?
Everybody has the right to pursue happiness. And so if someone comes and yells FIRE in a theater and you die, guess what?
What if
That's
my
against the
happiness is
constitutional right
yelling
to live,
fire in a
it
crowded
says,
movie
right?
theater? So I don't have the right to happiness? That's crazy, Mark. That's
Oh, okay.
crazy. Or is freedom of speech a crock of shit and we limit speech all the time?
Oh, it's not a crock of shit.
Maybe what happens is we limit speech constantly, Mark. You just don't realize it.
Because it's threatening to people like you who want to change the dialogue and own it. That's why.
Why can't I tell a cop? Why can't I tell a cop I'd knock him out, Mark?
To tell you, sorry, dude, Dylan Mulvaney's a dude with a dick.
Dylan Mulvaney doesn't have a dick anymore.
That's what you want to cancel.
Dylan Mulvaney doesn't have a dick anymore.
What? It's an inside out dick.
I love that for her.
Good for him.
I don't think you know how bottom surgery works if you think it's an inside out dick.
Yes, I think I guessed it.
You guessed wrong, homie. That's a wrong guess.
I don't think it is.
Kind of crazy to try to give medical advice when you don't know anything about the human body, Mark.
Oh, I don't. You do.
I don't. Yeah, no, I know you don't. That's what I just said.
No, you do though. You know a lot about the medical. You know a lot about the body.
I know a fair amount for somebody who's not had like any formal medical training. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do we call that? What do we call those organs? What are they a part of? What system are they a part of?
The reproductive system, Mark.
Oh, what would those possibly be used for?
To reproduce sometimes, Mark.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's also used as waste management.
It's the sometimes.
Wait, it's also used as waste management, system. Mark. It's also used as waste. I wouldn't say when I'm taking a fat leak, I wouldn't say I'm reproducing, right? But my genitalia is being used for something, right? Kind of crazy that it has multiple purposes. When you're having
an orgasm, what happens every time?
When I have an orgasm, usually holes in walls, bro.
As a man,
usually holes in walls, bro. They come out like bullets.
Usually,
bang, 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 bang.
Usually, you produce semen in the dude that you're
Mark, knock,
right?
Knock, knock.
Usually, semen comes out into the dude that you're banging at the moment.
Mark, knock, knock.
So, semen comes out every time.
Knock, knock, Mark.
Because
Mark, knock, knock.
That is a reproductive organ.
Knock, knock.
For reproducing.
Knock, knock, Mark.
Yeah, your mom.
Knock, knock.
Your mom's probably a dude.
Knock, knock, Mark.
That's why you're acting like this. Your mom's probably a dude.
Mark, knock. Do you know how knock, knock jokes work? I'll try again. Mark, knock, knock.
I'm not trying.
Knock, knock.
Your mom.
Knock, knock, Mark.
Your mom.
Knock, knock. Mark, just knock, knock. Just all you have to say is who's there. That's how knock, knock jokes work. I'll do it one more time. Knock, knock.
I don't do knock, knock jokes with gay
knock,
people.
knock.
Sorry.
Knock, knock, Mark. Knock, knock. Fucking Christ. So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I think I've had conversations with some pretty knowledgeable conservatives from time to time. Mark didn't know anything. Mark was very contradictory. He said that definitions are important unless they're not. He said that this is this unless it's not. I'm a constitutionalist, but can only name the first two amendments. I'm a constitutionalist, but don't know that Thomas Jefferson wants us to change the Constitution. I'm like, I don't. At some point, you just have to understand that you're uninformed. Like, you don't actually know social science. You don't know history. You just live in your little conservative bubble and you don't do any research on anything. But that's okay. I do enough research for the both of us, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.